Welcome to Taku Katsu. I'm your host, Patrick, and I'm here with Cori
Yep.
and Zane.
Hey, y'all.
So basically, the premise of this show is this: we're gonna be watching the first episode of an anime. Preferably, it's gonna be a recent anime, and then we're gonna kind of give our reviews of it, of talking about what we liked about the show, what we hate about the show, and just basically our kind of summary of will we continue to watch this, or are we just gonna give this one a pass? So the show today we kind of chose is Jujutsu Kaisen. So episode 1.
Let me go ahead and go first. I'll do it. All right, so Jujutsu Kaisen. What I like about it, it's basically Yu Naruto, right? Ghost stories with all the characters from Naruto, but slightly less annoying in a lot of ways. It's got good comedy in the first episode. His relationship with his grandpa is, I don't know. I think some people have that relationship with their grandpa. Not me, but definitely some people. I think that we don't really get to see him in the first episode, but at the end you see the guy who basically looks like Kakashi, but his mask is on his eyes and not his mouth. I think the art's really good. The action was pretty good. Just watching what's his name, Itadori Yuji, knock the crap out of stuff is pretty interesting. I think it has a solid, like rivalry, at least kind of being established, maybe between like fake Sasuke and fake Naruto. Yeah, and if you like horror, it's got horror elements, though I don't think it's like a scary show. It's not something that's going to make you have nightmares unless you just don't like body horror. I'm not a huge fan of watching people eat fingers, so I don't like that. I mean, and obviously, like most of these shonen shows, the plot is super. It's like, oh, it's this guy, and he just happens to have some abilities. He's really strong. He punches good, and now he has a monster in his belly, Naruto, and so now he's super powerful, and he's going to be great, and he's going to be the Hokage. So yeah, would I watch it? I think I definitely watch a couple more episodes, which is convenient since the second half of the season starts next week. So
yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, that Naruto kind of plot line is pretty interesting because that it all goes down in one episode where yes, this is his demon inside him that's gonna give him off his powers, and he's gonna be able to have that comedic aspect with them, with the crazy demon in him. But yeah, I think I really like it because it has a lot of like the ghosts and spirits kind of element to it. And with me, anything with ghosts or spirits or superstitious stuff, like that's my jam. Also, it definitely picked up with me.
That's what I said. Yu Naruto.
Yeah, it's Yu Naruto. That's kind of that's a good mix. I mean, I feel like when they make anime nowadays, it's kind of like what two elements can we combine, or what avenue we haven't been into. But this one does have a lot of like of that shonen, storyline of here's a boy gets the power, and he is going to be the superhero of the show. But
there's going to be a tournament arc. There's always going to be a tournament arc.
Yeah, if watching the intro is like you see all those characters, right? I'm just like, okay, this is the good guy, this is the cool guy, this is the badass, this is the is that that panda for me? I was like I kind of like I really do like the designs. I feel like they're pretty unique. But that panda, like, even if it's just a panda, I'm like, I'm gonna watch the show just to see what's up with that panda, man.
Yeah, I want to know why there's a panda just running around on roof.
Yeah, and like you said, there's definitely a tournament arc. You got a bunch of like the intro itself sets up all these characters, and just like, who are these people? They're gonna be fighting, and at the end of the first episode, it kind of shows like, yes, they're gonna be fighting the main character. They're gonna try to hunt this character down. Apparently, he's like a really strong demon now because he ate the finger.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. It is a fighting anime.
Yeah, and it starts with like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna kill you." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's not true, but maybe, I don't know.
That's true. The start was way different from how the show turns out, because the start is like super heavy. It's got him like chained up, freaking nails all in
Mhm.
his arms, beaten. Like, all right, man, we're just gonna take you out now.
Right.
And you have no idea what he's even done to deserve this
Hey,
death
you're
sentence.
awake. You're ready to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the Naruto Yu Yu Hakusho because like you said, the whole demon in the belly, and then yeah, they're just like fighting demons left and right. And they're like high school kids once again. There's
Exactly.
no Hiei,
Yes.
but
Yes.
Well, okay, but the dude with the Shikigami with the dogs, that's
yeah.
basically Sasuke slash Hiei.
Hmm.
You
Right.
know, I mean,
Yeah,
if his name is Hiei, it's him. Let me just put it like that.
true. And so far I would definitely say cooler than Sasuke.
Oh
He
yeah,
hasn't had his whole super
Oh yeah.
sad
yeah.
dramatic.
He doesn't look like his entire clan was killed or his sister was kidnapped. Like he was like, look, shit, stuff happened. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't look like, life
Yeah.
has been peachy, but I think he's adjusting well, unlike Sasuke. This
Right.
guy's kind of
Right.
figuring
Right.
everything out.
Like he ain't got kicked out of the ice clouds or
Yeah.
whatever, and he's just like, I'm gonna find my sister
You
and kill her. Like he is serious, and he's like, oh wait, I have to protect her now. Like he is serious, but
I,
then Sasuke's like, everyone's dead. Who I've ever loved, I'll never love again.
and I think you kind of got to put that on Itadori too, because it's like he's only got his grandpa, but he's got friends. He's happy. He's smiling.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It is Naruto. What is going
Yo,
on?
you know what I'm saying?
What is
Like,
this? It is
but
Naruto.
these people are so much better adjusted than the other ones, man.
They are,
Like,
especially in a
Jesus.
world where like 10,000 people of that, most of them are getting killed by monsters that they can't see.
Yeah, yeah. And no one has any clue what's really going on there. Yeah. And then you also got to say Itadori is way more just talented, like just in general, because he's just like a superstar athlete. He's basically oh man, I can't think of any athlete.
Oh,
The, I,
Jackson.
the Yeah, he's Bo Jackson. He's just the fastest, the strongest. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, like I like the characters, like their attitudes. I like every character in the show, even like the two side characters of the occult research group. Like
Mhm.
they were like great. Like the girl is great. The big, you know, other character I don't remember his
the
name.
lumbering dude.
Yeah, the lumbering dude. Like these are great side characters. Like we they make like two faces and have a couple lines. Like these guys are great. The main character, as like I said, he has just he's like more nonchalant. He's just like carefree, and I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, he I feel like they could relate to him. Like I'm like, yeah, this is my dude right here.
Hmm.
Well, they
Yeah.
kind of remind me of the student council club from Mob Psycho. Like they're just fun little side characters. Like you don't care where they are.
Oh
You're
yeah.
there. You're like, yeah, these guys.
Yeah, I hope they're doing well, but
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know.
yeah, characters you don't mind appearing more often, which is never a problem.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
overdoing it.
Oh yes.
So, all right. So, Patrick, what didn't you like about it?
Man, that's a tough one. But I think in the first episode, like we say, a lot of things happened in the first episode. Like the grandpa character is there, and he just dies off. Kind of sets up that mysterious background. But
I guess
as the first episode, yeah,
it kind of sets up the whole like, hey, you don't have any family, so you can do whatever you want. Like I said, it's convenient.
right. And like I said, it's not really a bad thing, but it's like there is a lot to kind of like it moves pretty fast in this first episode, but we'll see what happens in in the future. But for this one, it's kind of hard to say what I hate about it. I mean, even animation wise, was pretty great. Nothing really like stands out on the music wise for me, but maybe I wasn't really paying attention. But the animation is great. I love the characters. The plot itself is seems pretty solid. So I don't know.
Nah,
Can you
I'm
guys
with you.
find anything? Yeah,
No, I'm with you,
yeah.
Pat.
It's kind of it's hard. It's hard. No, it's hard to find something to not like about it.
It was
Yeah.
too good of a one episode to have anything angry
Yeah.
about it. Like,
Yeah.
Two things, and that was he eats a finger, and that's gross, and everything is very convenient. That's about as bad as it gets.
Yes, the convenience. Yeah. He clearly has the plot armor. He clearly has protagonist power.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
maybe a little too
I
much.
feel like that's unfair because we know what these two shows are: Yu Yu Hakusho and Naruto. They're like some of the prime plot armor shows ever, right?
Yu Naruto. Can't beat it.
Yeah, we know he's gonna be plot armored all the way up.
I mean, I think that as a criticism, it's fair because every show is going to have that, and that becomes a cliche, right?
Mm.
Okay, yes, this character's special because this reason, and we have to tell you right now so we don't have to explain how they got there later. And when the kid's 13 or 14 or 12 or 9, it doesn't make sense for them to be a superpowered, genius who can destroy the world or save it. So you have to, but you know, if it's in every story, I'm going to I'm going to criticize that little tiny little thing.
Okay, I follow. I follow.
I guess that's true because they just give him that. They literally give him the finger, right? And it's kind of like, oh, yep, this is his power, rather than like later on, like I say, episode 5, where he becomes Super Saiyan. It's like, oh, like how did he obtain this ability? But just based off the fact of like he's got this powerful demon inside him who's crazy. It's like, okay, we can expect this. This is the bar that we set for this character.
Mhm.
This mad demon.
So I gotta ask, what kind of plot armor do you prefer? Do you prefer like the like the only ever been skilled plot armor, like the Sasuke version where they just got powers right off the jump, or would you rather they ingest this demon? Because I think I would, if we're gonna criticize, I think I would prefer them to like him to actually work on his skills, not just be given the ultimate superpower.
Mhm.
I think that when it comes to Sasuke, he is naturally skilled and he just built on it. Like obviously he couldn't like there's those episodes in Naruto where Sasuke tries to emulate his brother by throwing kunai and like doing it where you can't see the enemy and all over rocks and crap. Like that shows that he wasn't like perfect from day one. But that's hard to do and keep interest early on in a show. So I think that's a problem. So Naruto solves that problem by being both having no family and also being bad at jutsu. So I think the growth of a Naruto or a main character Deku from My Hero is nice, but then they always get like that convenient power boost, like an Ichigo, like a Goku. It's like, oh, I'm more stronger now.
Yeah.
Because transformations.
Yeah, but that makes me a little concerned about how Itadori how he can grow, because he doesn't have that he doesn't have the super sad Naruto life where it's just like everyone's gone, I have no friends, and he doesn't just suck in general, like as a person, as a normal human, he was awesome,
Well,
and then he
it
got the
kind of leads
superpower.
to an obvious thing, right? How did he get his power in the first place, other than being strong and stuff? He ate a.
Ooh.
So how many fingers is he going to eat?
That's true. It feels like with the those artifacts, I guess the cursed artifacts.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I assume there's gonna be more out there. I mean, my thought is like, maybe they're things that he can consume, and maybe they're trying to like extract that from him. I don't know, but that could be his other means to power. It's like eating other demons, because the demons do eat people, and we could see that that's how they get stronger, I guess. And so I feel like that might. I mean, that's just a future plot line. Like maybe he can eat other demons. But yeah, I mean, his backstory, like you said, is just it's mysterious. Like we don't know his parents, but we're alluded to his parents being probably special as well, because his grandpa was the only one he had. So it's like, and his grandpa's like, yo.
I didn't catch that. What do you mean?
Well, like his grandpa was like, about your parents. He was in the hospital, and the grandpa was trying to tell him about his parents, but he's like, nah, I don't want to hear about my parents. Like I'm good. And then the grandpa died right afterwards, saying, you gotta be strong, you gotta save people. So I'm thinking like, how did he end up that way? How did grandpa end up that way? And like, where are his parents? I'm assuming they're dead.
Huh.
But yeah, I feel like that's gonna be his plot armor is whatever his parents like. Maybe his parents were also demons or something. Yeah.
So when we find out that his mother is from a different clan with red hair and they're really good at sealing stuff.
Exact. Oh my goodness.
And his dad was like the headmaster of the super school of magic demon killers. Then we'll be like, oh yeah, also your dad was the demon king, but he stopped eating humans and now he's dying. Yeah, Yu Naruto. Got it.
Yeah, I think that's how he. Well, it's like that's how he's gonna like pull out the plot armor. Like I feel, because like you said, he's clearly at his like super potential. He's like the best natural athlete, and now he's got this demon tacked upon it. He's like what can really stop this guy? If it feels like.
Yeah.
That would make sense too, because he's like not supposed to be able to eat a demon finger and survive too. So
Right.
So it would make sense that they're like this sealing stuff and all the rest of it is just going hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean it does. The only that's one of my things though. Like, it's always like, oh, underdog versus like okay, Naruto. You know, I've watched enough of that. So you have your Nejis and you have your Rock Lees, right?
Yes.
Your Rock Lee is the guy who isn't naturally talented in the way that everyone wants to be, right? And if you want to like take their like story, their spin on, he's a natural hard worker, whatever. Anyway, he's not naturally talented. He can't use jutsu. And you got Neji, who is naturally talented, but he was born in the wrong branch of the family. So you've got somebody who's like really, really good, and someone who's also really good, but not the right way. And what they always kind of sell you on in these shows is, yeah, you're not really that great, but actually you really are. Surprise, right? Bleach, uh, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, same thing every time. It's like at first we think you're just some regular guy, but 100 episodes later, actually you're from a special thing, and this is why you're special. And so actually you're destined to win. And it's never like, nah, you were never special, but you did work your way up and win, i.e. Rock Lee. He never actually like does anything. Like he does some awesome stuff, but he never is the end all be all of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Shouts out to my boy Deku and my hero, because he was not special, and I don't think that's ever gonna change.
And we still have those theories that people say about like the doctor and lying about his power, blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff. But you know, if Deku comes out and his dad is All Might, or his dad is like All for One, or something crazy like that, like, you know,
That'll
in
suck.
like 4 years from now, I'm gonna be like, see, I told you.
Yeah. You see, Zane, you just said that would be terrible. Like, right? You're like, that's like,
Yeah.
come on now. Like,
Because it feels like it's a cop out. Because the idea is more like either you are awesome because you were born that way, or you're normal and you work hard. And it's almost like they tell you work hard, and then at the end of the anime, the manga, whatever, it's like, nah, just kidding. If you work hard, you're still not going to be Naruto.
Yeah, because your daddy ain't Hokage.
Right. Was
yeah,
dad Hokage? No.
Yeah.
Was
Nope.
your grandpa Hokage? No. Like,
Well,
was your
you don't
dad
sound like a
brother
Hokage to me.
Hey, get this kid out of here. He ain't no Hokage.
Yeah.
Like, the whole message of Neji versus Naruto is basically it's not your bloodline. But at the end of the day, that's the
It
message
is.
at the end of the show. Like,
Yeah.
it is your bloodline. Not only did Sasuke come from a special bloodline, but so did Naruto, and those are the same bloodline, just way, way far apart. Because it's like, you're the reincarnation of the blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
y'all are
come on.
literally brothers.
Yeah, right? Oh,
Yeah, that is true.
I'm actually getting
That
kind
is
of
true.
annoyed about this, because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, anime lied to me.
Yeah, that was it's.
I was never special.
My daddy wasn't Hokage. I just have to be the ninja janitor.
Damn. Yeah, that's that. I don't know. Like that's clearly him running out of ideas. I mean, not to detract from the show that we're watching, but you know, they added like aliens and things like that, and it's just kind of a wacky. That to me, okay. Back on topic of, is that a cop out? Like, no, that's just kind of an interesting choice. Where like, I don't think they had any ideas how to wrap that up, or like how can we make them even more powerful without making it crazy. And the answer is you can't. You have to go somewhere crazy to make it like, oh, okay, sure, why not? Let's just give them.
Yeah, but I mean, this show's pretty nice though. I mean, as far as anime, you're probably gonna get that little silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jujutsu Kaisen will be. I mean, it's got the likelihood of being like a big top, 5 or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a big show, and I think it's going to be around for a couple of years, several years.
Well,
yeah.
What's the stuff you want out of it? So, like, let's say you do what when you're looking at the show, what do you want to happen? Like,
all right, you want real answers or joke answers?
Like, for real, what is it that you want?
Real answers. What I actually want from the show, I want a nice development of the characters and explaining the world. I want to know where what's his name, Sukuna, comes from. I want to know why he got like his fingers all over the world or whatever. I want to know what's up with reverse mass Kakashi, right? Yeah, I want characters. I think that's what I usually like. I like the characters, and if I get like good world building, I'm happy with that. And yeah, I want to see him beat the snot out of a bunch of different demons.
Heck yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I would say the same stuff. I want to see some powers. Like, I want to see some super dope stuff, but I don't want to see nothing. Like, if it's gonna be OP, I want it to be OP because it makes sense. I don't want it to just be like, oh yeah, the power of friendship. So now I can fucking destroy the world.
Right.
Like, I kind of want the powers to be like, I worked on this, I thought about this, and this is why I'm the best. Not just
Good strategic battles.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think a lot of people, generally speaking, I feel the same way. Like, of course, you want a good backstory. You want, I guess, something that makes sense within the story as well, that makes it connected to the world. But I think a lot of people would like that. But when it comes to fighting, like, I'm not a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I like the show, but I don't like how it's just, we just power up. My power level is just higher, and that's the only thing we can compare it to. So like I like early day fighting Naruto is great because there's strategic things and there's like weird tactics, but I think later down in the line,
a bit of a hot take. Dragon Ball Z fight started to suck because like half the fight was just sparks flashing in the distance, and it's like, oh, they're so fast we can't see them. It's like, what is this?
Look, you say hot take. That's a like 10-year-old take. 10 years ago. So, because here's the truth of it. When did Dragon Ball Z fights change? After Frieza. Because, well, okay, I think Cell fights were actually pretty good. So let me change that. After Cell, and even a little bit into Cell fights, it just started being yell, punch, yell, punch, yell, punch. Because when Goku and then obviously Gohan fought Cell, there was less strategy by the time Cell blew himself up and Goku took him to King Kai's planet.
Right. Like that's I like that. That's a good strategic move. Like that's strategy right there.
But then like
that's awesome.
What was the strategy against Majin Buu? Wait.
Yeah, there you go.
Like it really is just kind of like, all right, cool, whatever. You do you. But the Vegeta Goku fight, awesome. Right? But I was going to mention that one of the some of the best fights are the side characters in Naruto. So Shikamaru, Choji when he turns into Gohan for like 2 seconds, and it's amazing. Shikamaru again, mostly Shikamaru.
Shikamaru.
A lot of good Shikamaru fights. I mean, he is supposed to be the tactical one anyway. But yeah, that when they were chasing Sasuke, those are some of the best fights.
Yeah, I think exactly. All those were strategic. All those came like everyone had a gimmick. It's not just like, do I punch stronger than you, or even if that is the battle, it's like, okay, what is the willpower of that battle? Like how many strong punches can you throw? Like
right. We can't all have We can't all have Goku punching against Lord Beerus until the universe cracks.
Right. It's like that's not it's not as interesting. I guess, I mean, of course, back in the day, probably it was our main source of, like this is how we compare power. But now when it comes to anime battles, I'm just like, there has to be a gimmick rather than just a power bar.
Yeah, I think that having creative powers helps that.
Like, I don't know. This is now we're really going far away from Jujutsu, but do y'all remember? Have y'all watched God of High School?
Yeah.
So
I've seen
shows. So it's awesome, right? And then out of nowhere, God of High School goes from like Dragon Ball tournament style fights into fucking Shaman King, and they got freaking demons fighting with scythes in the arenas. All right, this is not what I showed up for. I was here
It's
just
true.
for the hands.
I would have been okay with. All right, so dude who's like a boxer, I forgot what his martial art was, but he had like his like power was like it wasn't a whole character just coming out and being his what do you call it, stand. He didn't summon stand, okay? All he did was punch real good, and part of it was like amplified by the power of his whatever they called it in God of High School. That I was okay with. I thought, okay, cool. It's just like a little extra, right? It's a little extra envelope of power, and then they have their own, and you kind of have to figure it out. Really strategic. It's too bad I don't enjoy JoJo's yet, because that's what everybody tells me. It gets good at the episode.
You're missing out.
That's what everyone says.
I'm the JoJo.
Nobody get that mad at me that I have not yet found the enjoyment of water bubbles.
Yo, Zane, watch JoJo's, right?
Yes, it's worth it.
JoJo's.
It's just
watch JoJo's.
All right. All I'm saying is they went through India in the dumb car, and I haven't watched past that yet.
They got in the car. You got through season 1 and 2, and you couldn't handle India. Get out of here, man.
No, I got through it. I haven't gone back to it. It's been a while, and I'm
the moment they throw
not
Hamon
getting
out
into
the
it
window, that show just skyrockets, man.
Yes,
I'm waiting.
Part 3 is, part 3 is where everything kind of like set the bar, and now everyone has a stand in every anime.
I'm waiting for it because everybody tells me how good it is, and I'm like, yeah, but it is kind of a bizarre adventure, and I'm not not grabbing me yet. And it's been like 6 years.
No. One of the best episodes, they don't even fight. They just go to eat. They just go to a restaurant. It's like one of the best ever. They're just getting them.
Yeah, they play with cherries.
Yeah, and the next best episode is they're playing poker. I mean,
yeah,
like they're just playing poker.
And it's the most intense, hilarious. Yeah, that's it.
I will say, I think the part I like the most so far of JoJo's, of my very relative little watching of JoJo's, was probably season 2, where they were fighting the vampire killers, which I can't remember their names off the top of my head. And they were training, and they were kind of like learning how to use their bubble power, because I'm going to make fun of that name all the time. Yeah.
Yep.
The power of ripples. Anyway. Yeah, I just remember reading that, and I'm like, they're using ripples to kill vampires.
But if we're gonna compare first episodes, Jujutsu's like 10 times better.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So good.
Jujutsu's.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Patrick.
No, I was gonna say Jujutsu Kaisen episode 1 by itself kind of set a bar for me. I'm like, we got everything going for it. This is like great. Like I'm ready to watch the next episode right now.
Like first episode of Jujutsu Kaisen is probably better than the first episode of Bleach, One Piece. What's another? Maybe Dragon Ball. I haven't seen the first episode of Dragon Ball in a decade, but it's probably one of the best first. Because the old rule was give it 3 episodes. Man, this one episode is 3 episodes.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, this one episode was so good. I watched I think they were at the time like 6 episodes out or something. I watched all of those, and I was like, fuck it. I just started reading avidly.
Yeah. You know what?
Damn.
That reminds me when I first got introduced to One Punch Man. I was like, oh, I'm reading all this now, right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just it's good. Like there are just sometimes they know what they're trying to tell you and they do it right.
That's another really good first episode as well.
Hmm.
I want to say, is One Punch Man the bug episode where he just swats the
Yeah.
mosquito?
No, no. One Punch Man is when he fights not Piccolo.
Oh. That's great. But yeah, man. I would say as a in whole, Jujutsu Kaisen episode 1 is like, yeah, give me more. Throw my money at it. You can take all of it. Take my time. Pretty sweet.
Hey, yeah. I mean, this is definitely a show I think most people will watch and enjoy. I mean, they probably have by now. Again, there's like 13 episodes out by now. So if you haven't watched it and you're somehow listening to this today when it comes out, watch Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really good. Unless you don't like people fighting things or body horror makes you want to vomit.
Yeah, but there's not really body horror in this.
Yeah, it's more like
Mhm.
abstract. Well, I mean,
There is.
there is going to be. I feel like there's going to allude to that because like there's that weird, fish monster. I think that's like grabby with its hands.
I mean,
You know.
in the first episode, dude gets his body taken over and has an eye on the side of his face and a mouth on the side of his face
True.
that talks. That's body horror by itself. It's gonna get worse.
I mean, that's. I mean, it sounds normal in the context of the show. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that's that's just suspend my disbelief. Yeah, it sounds like a demon,
Yeah. But then just imagine that was the main character. What's gonna happen to the people who don't matter?
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
There's gonna be some body horror. It's gonna be something nasty.
Yeah, but just getting eaten and probably like a little demorphed and stuff. I don't know. I say that's status quo when you're dealing with monsters.
Right. He's
it doesn't bother me. I'm just saying if the only people I would say who would not watch this show are people who are like, oh, blood, violence, and the body gets morphed into something disgusting. I'm passing. That's the only people. If they don't like fighting and they don't like that, they'll pass. Everyone else,
that's probably gonna be it.
Yeah.
I don't think I didn't think I saw like a bunch of blood or like gory stuff yet, but I mean I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah,
it looks like it. So
I mean, in the first episode, the female member of the club is like not eaten, like just half like not absorbed, but like they look like they were being enveloped by the demon, right? Not gross, just like
she was being groped by the demon for like 3 seconds.
Something. I don't know. I mean, like it's not the worst thing in the world.
Which raises the next question: will there be a beach episode?
Yeah, I mean, but see, I don't know if there's any female. Like I on the intro, I'm trying to look at the female characters. I'm like, are there a lot of good female characters in this intro? There's like one or two.
I know that there's 2. There's the one with the glasses,
yeah,
and there's the one with the short hair that's definitely not Sakura at all.
Right.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Nah. Impossible.
Yu Naruto. If I haven't made it clear, Yu Yu Hakusho is the name of the other show.
Oh my god!
I don't know. Everybody
that's
knows
a good point.
How many years old? 20?
You bring up a good point.
It's like 30 years old.
Yeah.
So not everybody has heard of Yu Yu Hakusho, and in English they tried to call it like the Ghost Files, which is not the translation literal. I think
that's a terrible name. I wouldn't want to watch that show. You watching Ghost Files, bro? Nah.
Ghost Files on Sci-Fi Channel. What?
The Ghost Files. Oh my lord.
Look, Detective Conan is not a much better name, I'll tell you there.
It does remind me when I watched the episode of Ghost Hunters, and apparently, like somebody was like, "Man, something's rubbing on my face," and then they played back the recording, and apparently the ghost to him said, "Ha ha ha! I just slapped you, bitches." So
on the recording, they recorded that.
The ghost said,
"No,
ha ha ha! I just slapped you, bitches." Yeah, dude.
Okay. That's if that's true, then ghosts have to be real. I mean, that's
how old is that ghost?
How do you? Yeah,
Right.
I feel bad because that's like I feel like that's just a recent goal because who would say that?
Yeah, right?
You
You
know
know what? You're probably right. I'm thinking Ghost can only be from like the 1800s. That was like
exactly.
a 2005
It's
Ghost.
Yeah.
exactly. That dude was 25 years old.
Yeah.
Sorry to say. Sorry. I mean,
Trapped in a
bless him. You
shitty
know.
ass fucking house.
Yeah.
On people around, laugh at them, think it's funny. Get on tape, man. All right. I think that's a good place to stop. Any other final thoughts?
Nah.
All right.
No, I think this is
Watch
good.
it.
You know, it's definitely watch it. This is definitely on the watch list.
If you like Naruto, if you like if you like shonen, it's gonna be a good run.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So the next week, next Saturday, a lot of the new shows of the season are coming out. So we are going to give Kaifuku oh man, I'm not gonna be able to say this.
Jujutsu
Kaifuku
Kaifuku
Yari no Aoshi. Try. Don't make me say that again. Patrick, you speak Japanese. You can do it.
All right. Kaifuku Jujutsu no Yari Naoshi.
There we go. What he said.
Sounds
Try that one out. We're gonna see that first episode. It looks like it may be a little bit ecchi, but other than that, it's an isekai. I tried to avoid isekai. Hopefully, our other host will be here to talk about it with us. And that's it. So I'm Cori,
Patrick.
Zane.
and this is Otaku Katsu.